Today we're bringing you the first of 3 special episodes from the floor of IMTS 2018.
That's right, we're here at the booth of Nikon Metrology. We're going to be looking at a great tech corner from Nikon, as well as recapping day 1 of IMTS, and a lot more when we come back.
This episode of Quality Digest Live is sponsored by Nikon Metrology. Nikon Metrology provides metrology solutions, not just exceptional products. Visit nikonmetrology.com.
Welcome back to Quality Digest Live for September 11th, 2018. QDL is your weekly look at what is happening in the world of quality. I'm Dirk Ducharme, Editor-in-Chief for Quality Digest.
He is, and I'm Quality Digest Publisher, Mike Richmond. Well, as you can see, we're here at the Nikon Metrology booth, booth 135060 here at IMTS Day 2, September 11th, 2018. We're going to be coming at you with 3 shows this week, today, and we have another show tomorrow on Wednesday the 12th, and then finally on Thursday the 13th. So check out those and be tuned for them. Dirk, you had a chance to walk around both yesterday and today. You saw a lot of great things here at IMTS.
Anybody who's ever been to IMTS knows that there's just so much to see here. It's huge. I mean, the McCormick place is just gigantic.
Yeah.
But we're in particular in the quality pavilion. And so my interest was looking around, what are the trends that we're seeing in the world of quality, mostly test and measurement. So some of the things I'm seeing a lot more of from previous shows is a lot more AR and VR, augmented reality, virtual reality, a lot more robotic arm-mounted 3D scanning equipment. In fact, there's a piece right here in this booth, in Nikon's booth. See a lot more of that. So we're seeing more automation, process automation going on within test and inspection, where they're trying to take the human being out of having to, particularly for repetitive inspection, having somebody having to manually scan a part or whatnot. So we're just seeing a lot more of that going on.
Yeah, and that wasn't really all that common in the past.
In the past,
if
right.
you've been to the show in the past, you know that there's 4 halls here, by the way. We're in the East Hall, Lakeside Center, where the Quality Pavilion is. There's also north, south, and east, north, south, and west, and you can walk a lot to see everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, in the past, you really didn't see as much of the robotics here in the East Hall for the Quality Pavilion. You're really getting that now, where you're saying it's really more in the inline inspection than it ever was before.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we're in a very interesting booth ourselves right now. We're in the Nikon booth, and we've got a couple of interesting segments coming up here.
We do. We're going to have a great tech corner, so check that one out. We also spoke earlier today with Rob Martin. Rob is the Vice President of Sales for Nikon Metrology, and we spoke with Joe Szymanski. And Joe is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing Americas for LK Metrology. So let's take a look at that now. And as mentioned, we're here with Rob Martin of Nikon Metrology and Joe Szymanski of LK Metrology, and we're here in the Nikon Metrology booth. So let's start, guys, by asking about the current relationship between Nikon Metrology and LK Metrology. Rob, I'll start with you.
Okay, well, the relationship, as most people know, that the CMM business was purchased by Angela Muscarell, who's a fabulous CMM builder. We cohabitate currently in our building, and you know, it was a friendly acquisition. We share an awful lot. However, we keep our separate opportunities in our facility. We share a demo lab. I've got 4 great LK machines in my lab. It's just working out really well.
Yeah. And what was your perspective on this, Joe?
It's great. We get to work with our best friends still, which is very important. Yet I think we also get to focus on what we believe our core visions to be. Nikon with their excellence in vision metrology, and LK with tactile probing and various types of multi-sensor technologies. And we also use the Nikon laser scanners on our machine, so it's fantastic.
And when this acquisition, when did this actually occur again?
April 1st was the actual close of it.
So it's just not even a year, got half a year or so.
Yeah, 5 months. I mean, it's been very busy, to say the least.
I can imagine. Well, now, let me ask you this. How do your teams work together to serve customers? That's always important. I mean, everybody here is a customer, and serving customers is what it's all about. So how do you work together to serve those customers?
Well, you know, in the past, Nikon, we pride ourselves with having best-in-class service. that service team is now LK. So we kind of need each other a lot to continue on this kind of path. However, as I mentioned, we share a lot of things, even dealers, right? I used to have the CMM business, now Joe has the CMM business, but those dealers sell other Nikon solutions, tactile probing for Joe, laser scanning for Nikon, for Joe and LK. So it works.
It comes together at the customer facility, right?
We do, and we still leverage the territory coverages of both teams. So I mean, we're friends first and foremost, and it's easy to make calls. We're looking out for various opportunities that now lay in what the Nikon does, and vice versa. So, like I said, it's wonderful working with friends and buddies and people we trust.
And how do you kind of assess what a client needs or customer may need and work together to assess that and then to fulfill it as well? Yeah.
Well, again, it's knowing the customer, understanding what the solution might be, whether it's going to be a tactile application or a Revo or a laser scanner, point cloud software. So, we try to define that up front, and then Rob and I usually get together and figure out what's the most effective use of our resources to attack it.
It sounds like you guys work pretty closely together on figuring this stuff out.
We have in the past, and we shall continue.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, one of the things that we're talking about this show, and it's something that I think all of us are aware of in the quality space, is what we've known as Quality 4.0, and it's right there actually on the booth. I'm looking at it right now, digital, automated, and connected. So, Rob, let me ask you, how does Nikon really integrate Quality 4.0, and that concept really with your solutions for the customer?
That's correct. So with Industrial 4.0, this Quality 4.0 parallels that. However, the big difference is our solutions have to be digital, number one, so that you can share the data. Can't be pencil written reports. So digital matters here. Automated, the automation part of it, the increased throughput allows customers to increase, support their run rates, quality out on the shop floor. And then of course the connectivity, it's about sharing the data, right? So you have to push the data through manufacturing engineering, through process engineering. This is about, Quality 4.0 is about improving the process of manufacturing. So you're using automated metrology to support that.
And is too much data a problem? I mean, does it become a situation where people have so much data that they can't really understand what to do with it?
I personally think too much data is not a good thing. I've always said the good news is I got a lot of data, the bad news is I got a lot of data. The opportunity with some of our solutions is that we are targeting data. We're taking sniper shots at XYZ, IJK, true 3D data, instead of mass white or blue light data, which now unfortunately you need a smart guy at the end of the computer to actually find some real-time information.
And in terms of bringing those people in and training them up and doing that kind of stuff, I mean, certainly you guys, I'm sure, work together on that to make sure that your customers know what they're doing and know how to use these tools and get the data they need out of it.
No, we do. I mean, some of it is as simple as, even on the CMM, understanding the utility of the CMM, probe head touches, utilization of motor turns, accelerations, velocities. I mean, all that stuff, like Rob said, it's fantastic to know, but you got to know what you're looking for. You got to be able to pick out the importance and what's relevant to monitor and control your process.
Yeah, that's what everybody here is doing. I mean, you think about it, you walk around this show, gosh, I've been in this show now for I think 7 shows, and you see it evolve every year. I mean, we were just talking about the robotics, that you really didn't see those robotics in this hall until just the last show or two. It really has come a long way.
So the automated metrology is what we're seeing at this Metrology Expo. We looked at our customers, and many of our customers who made it through that recession. If you manufacture anything, you have to do 3 things nowadays to compete. You have to make the best product you've ever made. You have to do it faster than you've ever done it before, and you have to do it using fewest resources: time, space, cost. The only way you can do that is through technology, and specifically automated technology.
Yeah, it used to be that, what was the old joke, you could have speed, efficiency and cost, or quality, right? Now,
exactly right.
All 3.
Speed is easy, accuracy is easy. Speed and accuracy not so easy.
Not so easy anymore. All right, well, thanks, guys. Really a pleasure talking to you all. I appreciate you joining us today. Joe and Rob, great to see you guys. Well, that was that interview. We're going to go now to an interview that Dirk did, our Tech Corner, here in the Nikon Metrology booth. And Dirk was with Nate Frost, looking at an interesting piece of Nikon Metrology equipment. So take it away, guys.
Okay, Nate, so what are we looking at today?
Dice.
Dice, huh?
Yes.
Awesome.
So today we're actually looking at the iNextiv VMA 2520 with a new option that we've added, a wide field of view camera. So instead of the one metrology grade camera that would normally be installed on this equipment, it actually has a secondary wide field of view camera that when the machine is in the uppermost part of the stroke is capable of seeing the entire stage. So the idea is when your customer is inspecting a part, and instead of placing the parts in some sort of fixturing, or instead of using a joystick to locate the parts, they can just throw parts at random onto the machine table and play a program. So this wide field of view camera, as you'll see here in a moment, will, after the computer takes a turn, we'll count the computer dice up here and give the computer a score. Wide field of view camera captures this image. Using that image from the secondary camera, we can locate each of these dice and then drive immediately to the dice. So considering the XY coordinate and the rotation about the Z-axis, we can very quickly drive the Nextiv, the traditional Nextiv camera, right to that part. So whether you're putting single parts on or whether you're putting a dozen parts onto the machine table, there's no regard for orientation or location, and no need to grab that joystick and hunt parts down every time.
So you got one camera that's strictly a wide field of view, and that's just to roughly orient the part.
That's right. Yeah.
Then
we can locate a part typically within a millimeter on that stage that's maybe 10 inches by 8 inches in size.
Which is a millimeter is close enough just to get the main optics over in the right location. Okay. So then the main optics then are able to zero in on each individual part.
Yep. So the main optics are the same optics that all these iNextiv carry. They've got a 10:1 zoom ratio, 3 different lighting sources. So all of the typical vision inspection that you'll see on whether it's a Nextiv or some other competitor's systems. That's all available with the addition of this extra camera that's helping you find the parts automatically.
Okay. So I see now on your screen it's looked at each individual part, identified the amount of spots on it. I suppose kind of like an inspection program in a sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of inspecting distances and sizes and the typical things, we're just, like you said, counting dots. Okay. And then determining with that number of dots on each die what the score is.
Now I understand this idea, this wide field of view location, then switching to your standard optics. This was kind of your brainchild?
Yeah, that's right. So the idea comes from several different, ideas that have all kind of come together. So we get customers, a lot of times they come and they say, okay, I want to set a part on here and just inspect it without telling the software where the part is located. So it's always hard for us to say at that moment, okay, you got to grab your joystick and move this thing around and find the part. Yeah. Or even in a production environment where somebody's making the same part over and over again, maybe they're just building a fixture and they're holding a dozen parts in a fixture in some known location. Well, that might be suitable for somebody that's making thousands of parts all day long, every day. But when you're looking at somebody in a job shop, smaller volumes, and this is really what we're trying to target. They might be doing one thing one day or one thing 1 hour and then something completely different the next hour. Right. And they don't want to dedicate all this time and money and resources to making fixturing, and they certainly don't want to have somebody standing babysitting an automated piece of equipment, jogging a joystick around to find every part that they're trying to inspect.
So I'm assuming that, right in here we're talking about multiple of the same part, but I'm assuming this is useful even if you have just one part. You don't want to have to worry about fixturing it or locating it. You can just throw a single part on there,
hit the play button, and
it's going to know where it's at.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. Now, I'm assuming also I'm somewhat familiar with the iNexif. This is a multi-sensor system, right?
That's correct.
So that still also works with the wide field of view?
So the multi-sensor system, once the wide field of view camera has done its job of locating the part, you'll have at your disposal the normal array of sensors that are on these machines. So that's going to be the 2D optical camera with 3 different lighting sources. Optionally, you can add a laser sensor that's good for Z-depth measurement and a touch probe that can be equipped with star probes and all the typical Renaissance TP components.
Now, the wide field of view, is that just on the VMA 2520?
It could be installed on any size VMA. The wide field of view at the uppermost portion of the stroke is really just big enough to encapsulate the entire volume of a 2520. Now, you could take this system and put it on a larger format machine, but you're still going to be limited to about that 10-inch by 8-inch. So what we've seen people do is actually reserve a particular area on their larger stage that's for just locating parts automatically, but then maybe the rest of the machine volume, maybe they do have that production job where there's a fixture, or maybe they just have that quick, like, impromptu walk-up measurement that they want to do so they can stick the part and revert to the joystick.
Right, so you're not relegated just to this volume. If you wanted to use, but like you said, you're going to have a special area mapped out just so that you can use this feature, the wide field of view.
That's correct.
All right, interesting. Okay, Nate, appreciate it.
Yep, great, thank you.
Well, that's our show for today, but before we go, we want to thank our very gracious sponsor and host, Nikon Metrology. Nikon Metrology features solutions that are central to Quality 4.0. They're focused on automated inspection and showcased with a fully automated laser radar system and automated CMM with laser scanner and vision cell. Uncover hidden flaws with X-ray and CT, and view industrial microscopes with the legendary Nikon optics. The company also offers custom solutions, such as the wide field of view capability on a vision system using CMM Manager. So for more information, visit online at nikonmetrology.com or click on the banner just below or just to the right of this video player screen.
That's right, and as a fun added part of today's show, Nikon also offered a drawing in which a Quality Digest viewer would be chosen at random to win a Nikon D3400 camera. Pretty slick. So just before the show, we randomized all the entries and selected Shireen K, you know who you are, as our winner. Congratulations, Shireen. We'll be in touch soon to arrange for the shipment of your new Nikon D3400 camera.
Yeah,
all right.
Not bad. How many entries did you have on that one?
I had like 20. Yeah, I did about the same. Yeah.
And yet we didn't win.
Telling you.
Bias, man. All right, well, that's going to do it from here today. Be sure to check out tomorrow's show from the Q-Mark booth. Same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, right here in Chicago, and 11 a.m. for all of you there on the West Coast. So come back and join us tomorrow. We'll see you then for the next episode of Quality Digest Live from IMTS.
That's right. See you tomorrow.